Being diagnosed with the herpes simplex virus type 2 has been one of my greatest blessings. Herpes could never. Herpes could never break me, could never again make me feel less of. Herpes can't take my sexy away from me. Herpes does not take my worth away. Herpes does not devalue me. Herpes can never. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Shayna Singleton, aka the Herpes Goddess. I am the founder of the Herpes Can Never movement, growing the largest herpes community of over 230K because I inspire people to love themselves more. The mission is to make everyone uncomfortable until the herpes community feels comfortable being open about their status and proud of their sexuality. Thank you for joining my channel. And today we're going to talk about all the ways that herpes has blessed me. Now, people within the herpes community, when we find out we have herpes, we immediately put the stigma on ourselves and we go out looking for all the reasons why herpes is negative in our lives. Now, if you think negative, you'll have negative results. Usually the things we put in the universe, we get right back. We create our own illusions, my loves. We spend 90% of our lives within our own brains, right? And if that's the case, why not make your mind a place to retreat? Why not make your mind a place filled with positivity and encouragement and empowerment and love, right? Everything we do, we say, we speak, it's a spell, right? So when we go out and we say, my herpes makes me feel dirty. My herpes has ruined my life. My herpes is going to prevent me from having children. My herpes is going to prevent me from being married. My herpes has just ruined my life. My herpes makes me want to kill myself. My herpes makes me not want to be in a relationship because I am too afraid to disclose. All of these things fall underneath the herpes stigma. Let's just get it straight, right? But I am here to tell you that if you do feel those things, baby, it's not your herpes, because herpes can never. And let me tell you exactly what herpes has done for me. Herpes has a tendency of bringing things to the surface, okay? One, herpes has showed me all the ways that I lacked self-love. In becoming aware of all the ways I lack self-love, I was able to focus on those areas within myself in order to show up for myself, in order to discover my worth, discover who I was. Herpes put me on a path to self-discovery. Because of herpes, I went on a body journaling journey just to learn how my outbreaks work. In that, I learned my triggers. I learned my prodrome symptoms. I've changed my diet because outside of just trying to find out about my herpes, I learned more things about my body, my diet, my habits, my activities, and how they affected me and my mood and my energy. And I wouldn't have went on that journey without herpes. Herpes has taught me all the people that I need to stay the hell away from. Oh, this gets good, right? Because herpes is a life hack. Stress triggers outbreaks. Do you notice that when you get around a certain person, you always get an outbreak? Have you even paid attention? Have you journaled that? Have you wrote that down? Ooh, man. If a person is constantly giving you an outbreak, that means they cause you stress. That means they're fucking up your energy, okay? That means you should disassociate yourself from that person. Herpes does that. Before the herpes, I wouldn't have an indicator. What else has herpes done, right? I met my partner, Amber Spratt Jones. If you haven't followed her yet or subscribed to her YouTube channel, she is Watch Amber. I've grown a herpes community where I'm able to serve my purpose. My purpose in this life is to uplift souls even when I am not around, and I am able to do that through herpes. I thought that was something I would have to do after my lifetime, uplifting people when I wasn't living, but I am able to actually do that while I am living, and it's because of my herpes. I have grown this platform that helps men and women want to love themselves more, want to break free from the herpes stigma, want to stand in their spirit and stand in their power. My herpes has helped raise me in my young adult years. I had to do the shadow work. I had to go on a self-love journey. I had to figure out who I was, what my worth was. I had to learn about this virus that caused me to learn about my body. And I got to grow a community, a network filled with people living with the same virus, but we all want the same thing, just to change the narrative around our status. Herpes is not a bad thing. A bump that may or may not come, and most people with herpes are asymptomatic. It's never the herpes, it's always all the other stuff underneath it. And for some reason, when we find out we have herpes, the other stuff rises up. When we blame our herpes for everything going wrong in our lives, we choose to be the victim. But when we show up for ourselves and say that herpes can never, we choose to be the survivor. We choose to do the self-work to break our own self free from that stigma, from that illusion that we have created for ourselves. Think about the first day you found out you had herpes. In that moment, nobody knew you had herpes but you, and yet you felt the stigma. Why? Because you placed the stigma on yourself. All the feelings that you had about people with herpes before knowing your diagnosis have all of a sudden popped up in your head the minute you found out you had herpes. And then again, you walk out that door and you look for it. Humans love to be right. So our subconscious is constantly working and is looking for ways to prove you right. Now all you see is the herpes stigma. Let's change that illusion. Let's change that narrative for ourselves. Again, my name is Shayna Singleton, the founder of the Herpes Can Never movement. If you haven't joined the movement, we have a private Facebook group called Herpes Can Never. You can make your way to our site, www.herpescannever.com. We host 2 workshops monthly. April's workshops, we're talking about disclosing and safe sex. And then we're also talking about body journaling so that you can learn your triggers and learn your prodrome symptoms. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time.